Don't change the NFL overtime rules. Listen, my heart aches for Josh Allen. I feel for that man. He had 4 touchdowns, over 300 yards passing, over 60 yards rushing. And the Bills defense let him down. You are up by 3 points with 13 seconds left. 13 stinking seconds left in the game. You are 13 seconds away from victory. You are 13 seconds away from hosting the AFC Championship for the first time since 1993. Coincidentally, that was against the Chiefs. And what does your defense do? What does your number one defense do? You give up 45 yards on 2 plays. 2 plays! You gave up 45 yards on 2 plays in 13 seconds. In 13 seconds. You let Travis freaking Kelce. You let Travis Kelce get open at the worst possible time. You let him get open for that pass. You let Mahomes find him on that pass to get them in the field goal range, and they tie the game and send it into overtime with a field goal. And then, as we all know, the Chiefs, they got the ball first in overtime. They won the coin toss. They go down the field. Touchdown, Travis Kelce. Game over. Chiefs won. So when I think about this Bills-Chiefs game from yesterday, the Bills, they didn't lose because of a coin toss. They didn't lose because of a coin flip. They lost because their defense, this number one defense, had a breakdown at the worst possible time. Their stout number one defense broke down at the worst possible time. Of all people, you let Travis Kelce get open so Mahomes could find them and get them into field goal range. You can't let that happen. You cannot let that happen. A lot of blame for this loss has to go to Leslie Frazier because you gave up 42 points. Your number one defense gave up 42 points. And when you had victory in your grasp, all you needed was to stop them with 13 seconds left. 13 seconds left, and you couldn't stop them. You let Travis Kelce break open so Mahomes could find him on a pass that got them in the field goal range. You can't let that happen. That cannot happen. How did this number one defense by the Buffalo Bills let Travis Kelce break open for that pass? I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. And 3 years ago, the Chiefs were on the losing side of this argument. In the 2018 AFC Championship, the Kansas City Chiefs fell to the New England Patriots at Arrowhead Stadium. In that game, Patrick Mahomes never saw the ball in overtime. The Patriots, they won the coin toss, went down the field. I think, who was it? Was it Sony Michel? Touchdown. New England goes to the Super Bowl. And the Chiefs tried to get the rule changed after that game. In 2019, early 2019, the Chiefs tried to get a proposal enacted to change the overtime rules. And the other teams, they weren't a fan of it. The other teams, they didn't buy into it. Other teams, including the Buffalo Bills. The other teams in the league, including the Buffalo Bills in 2019, they didn't agree to this change for the overtime rules. Now the Bills are on the losing side of the argument. So I can't blame the overtime rules. It stinks. I feel for Josh Allen, man. I was pulling for the Bills to win this game because I wanted Sean McDermott to have a chance to win a Super Bowl. But you really got to look at the defense. 13 seconds. You gave up 45 yards on 2 plays in 13 seconds. 45 yards, 2 plays, 13 seconds. That can't happen. If you want to go to the AFC Championship for the second year in a row, if you want to host the AFC Championship for the first time since 1993, you cannot let that happen. Your number one defense cannot let that happen. It was an amazing game. Props to both quarterbacks, Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. But the Bills' defense 13 seconds to go. You have victory in your grasp. And you let them go down the field and tie the game with a field goal and send it into overtime. My heart aches for the Buffalo Bills. My heart aches for their fan base. My heart aches for Josh Allen. But it wasn't a coin toss. It was not the coin toss. You guys did not lose this game because of the coin toss. You lost this game because of your defense. So, and honestly, the overtime rules, I used to disagree with them. Back when you could win the game on the first possession in overtime with a field goal, I didn't agree with that. I don't think that you should win a game in overtime just by going down the field like 40 yards to win it on a field goal. And they changed it. To the NFL's credit, they changed the rules. Now you have to win it with a touchdown on the first possession. A field goal won't end the game on the first possession. So props to the NFL for making that change. But honestly, I like the overtime rule the way it is. I know that's probably not a popular stance right now in the aftermath of this game, but I stick to it. So the Buffalo Bills got to play better defense. Play better defense and you wouldn't be in this situation. Go Birds.